Hello, and welcome to our demo of Weavechain. Today, we're going to start the core components of an environment, and then watch Weavechain replicate the data and establish our blockchain network. We'll run a super simple scenario. We'll have two servers, A will be generating logs, and B will replicate them. We'll start PostgreSQL on A and MongoDB on B, to show two of the many database types that Weavechain supports. Then, we'll have each server start its Solana node in a private network configuration, and we'll deploy the smart contract that will store the hashes that give us our immutability guarantee. Next, we'll walk you through the configurations that let Weavechain talk to those other services, and start the Weavechain nodes on each machine. And finally, we'll start the services that will produce our logs. Splunk is the real target here, but we have a mock big data app that is generating the logs, and we have a feeder app that knows how to listen to Splunk and write to our node. When they're all running, data will flow to our Weavechain node, which establishes all of our network blockchain goodness, and then the nodes on each server will write to their local databases. And now on to the action. Let's start Postgres on server A and Mongo on server B. Our Postgres instance has an empty table of Splunk data that will store the log data, and on MongoDB we have a database ready, but no Splunk data collection. That will be created dynamically once our nodes start syncing. Now, let's start our private Solana chain with the nodes on servers A and B. Then we can deploy the contract where we'll store our hashes. Note that we're going to use these configuration settings on our other nodes. We can jump over to the Solana Blockchain Explorer to see our contract with a tiny allocated data size, meaning that it's effectively empty. Let's first look at the configurations of a Weavechain node. Here we have our configurations for the PostgreSQL database on A and the MongoDB on B. The configuration also includes how to connect to the Solana node, as well as the Weavechain account details, the program to store the hashes in, etc. And we have similar configurations over on B. And now we'll start the Weavechain nodes. First, we'll start the Weave feeder, which listens to the TCP stream from Splunk and writes to the Weavechain node. Then we'll start Splunk, and you can see our settings here for outputting logs to our Weave feeder from Splunk, as well as how Splunk listens to our big data app. Now, let's start our big data app to generate millions of entries. And if we go over to Postgres and start refreshing, we'll see new rows flooding in. Now, the magic of peer-to-peer replication is that those new rows are also created in our MongoDB instance. And if we jump back to the Solana Blockchain Explorer and refresh, we see a new allocated data size from all the hashes dumped here. You just saw how easy it is to use Weavechain to give your data Web3 properties. With simple configurations, we achieved well over 100,000 transactions per second. Please feel free to reach out so that we can help you bring your enterprise to Web3.